everybody. Welcome back to MK Quilts here on a beautiful sunny summer day. And has summer arrived where you are? It's arrived here in Florida, I can tell you. It's a hot tamale out there. So we got Mr. MK. This whole flipped camera thing always freaks me out, like there. We got Mr. MK and Samson in the house. And so I have got a list here, some things that I want to share with you. So let's go ahead and get started. So I had a really awesome trip again up to Georgia. I know many of you were following me the last few days. I was up there doing some post-install training with a new owner, right? A new Pro Stitcher owner. So it was really fun getting to get back with her and just kind of help her through those new things that we all experienced when we were new, like just repositioning. Right? Just the things that, you know, we probably do every day and it's very natural to us. I know for me, the muscle memory is just like, I just do things so fast. And I have to remember to slow down with new people because I realize that they haven't done it every day of their life like I do. So, Robin, thanks for having me in your home, and it was great to just see your excitement about your new Pro Stitcher system and do those days of training with you. And I know that you're going to be up to speed and just cranking out quilts very, very soon. So that was that. All right, so what's happening around here today in my world? Well, today's kind of been a tech day here at MK Quilts. So I'm bringing Mr. MK in. He's going to mention a few things, but I did want to let you know, oh my word, I can't take him anywhere. All right, so I did want to mention about a week or so ago, we had posted that I was selling my old laptop. Now, that laptop really wasn't that old, but the reason why I was selling it is because I just needed a laptop that was a little bit more powerful in the way of how I do my videos. Okay, so my video processing, my editing, all of that kind of thing, I just needed a little bit more power. So, but my old laptop has been sold. So if you are the buyer and you're watching, just know that we are taking today and tomorrow to clear my computer off so that it comes to you all set up and ready to go. And I am very, very excited and a little nervous, I have to be honest, about switching over to my new computer. Paul is standing close by and he knows me well, right? We've been married almost 30 years. I typically don't like change, especially in the world of my computer. Like when I have it set up the way I want it, I just want it that way. But I have no choice. The old one's been sold and the new one, I have to start using it like as of later today or tomorrow at the latest. So that's that. And I did want to mention that there still are plenty of posts and questions of people asking about what should I think about if I'm going to go and buy a new computer, because many times we've heard that, you know, all y'all have computers which are maybe older, or, you know, you're needing a new computer anyways, and you want to get something that's good for you to run your simulation. Hey, Samson, you want something to run your simulation, you want something to run your art and stitch, and do your QPI and just basic things. So let me just ask Mr. MK to say a few words. Which way are you going?
Okay,
it's like backwards. So, Mr. MK, what should they think about when they are ready to buy a new computer to run their HQ things on?
So, you can get all this in my blog that's been up there a long time, but my number one thing is a solid state drive is the number one performance enhancement you can do. Now, they're more expensive and they're smaller than the physical hard drives, but if you want that instant on iPad type performance, you need to spend the money on an SSD. That means you don't have anything physical spinning, so you don't have to worry about shaking it around, and it's more like memory, so it runs real fast.
So that's what I've got in my new computer, right?
Yeah, Don't tell her that it's actually smaller than the one that we're selling, the drive, but
Don't tell me. I think I just heard that.
yeah, no. We have a lot of space on one drive, and the latest Windows thing has enhanced it. So I've got a lot of work to get things together so that she doesn't call me every half hour going, "This doesn't work." So.
See, I told you, he knows me well. So also just remember, you guys, that he does offer that tech service. It is a for hire service here at MK Quilts, but I know that many of you who have already taken advantage of that service have just really loved it. You know, he's helped you choose a computer. He's worked with several of you where you just ship him the computer. He will get it all ready for you with the updates, get your Pro Stitcher on there, your simulator, you know, all these things, get it all ready for you, and then ship it back. All right, so that is an option. You know, if you just want to take the stress out of it and have him help you, then it's on the website, mkquilts.com, and you can just order up that tech service.
So I do have a video that I'm going to break up, and it's going to be free just out on YouTube. But when I got Melissa's computer, I videotaped everything I had to do to get it up and running, and it takes a while for updates, but as a reference, in case you buy your own computer and want to watch how I did mine, you know, it'll be a free video to follow through, but probably put most people to sleep. Quite honest.
I know. I'm so blessed, really, aren't I, that I have Mr. MK helping me behind the scenes with all this, because I know I've said it before, but I really couldn't do it without him. So the other thing that I just got today while we were out at lunch is a new monitor. I'm going to just scooch down. I got a new monitor to go along with my laptop here in the studio. So this monitor, Paul was just getting it hooked up and setting it up. It's a very large, you can see 27-inch curved monitor that I attached to my laptop so that when I'm doing things like simulation, I got it in, like, you know, big view. It's going to be awesome. And it was a good price at Staples, so if you wanted to check that out.
Yeah, so understand, usually when you get monitors this size, they're not going to be touchscreen, okay? So the touchscreen larger monitors are very expensive, but especially if you are going to sit at the desk and do other things with it, read email, you know, purchase other stuff, just the bigger screen helps. And depending what your video card is in your laptop is how big, high def you can drive the screen. But for most of us, we just want it big enough so we can see it. And it's a lot more comfortable when you have the bigger screen. So this was $199 right now. Staples has a bunch of them. I thought it was a pretty good deal. And so, of course, I bought it for Melissa.
So he made me think of something while he was talking there about touchscreen. So when I was away this earlier last week, I guess it was, over the weekend, working with my new owner on simulation, her and I were sitting next to each other. I had my laptop, she had hers, and she was running simulation, but she didn't have a mouse attached. So that is one thing, you guys. Personally, I like working my simulation sitting down at my desk with a larger keyboard. So I attach an external keyboard and a wireless mouse to my laptop so that I can work with the mouse when I'm doing simulation. I just find that that's easier for me to do the clicking and whatnot. So I would recommend that you do that. Okay, so I'm excited about all the tech stuff going on here. Just going to make my life easier and faster and all of that. Okay, so what else do I have on my list? Okay, I think I want to talk about this next. So we just had a new Pro Stitcher Premium update. Just hit the Handy Quilter website a couple of days ago. Now here's the thing, you guys, and I had a couple people ask me about this. How is it that I know about it and then you all don't know about it until I tell you about it? So as a retailer, we do get some, you know, we get like insider information, right? So I did get a notification that there was an update for the Pro Stitcher Premium, and I proceeded to post it here in the group. I went over and posted it on the Posse. And that is because, you guys, I'm a hardcore quilter here, and I always like keeping my machines updated with the newest versions. Now, I've said it before, Paul and I have a little bit different opinion about that. I like staying updated all the time. And Paul is more in the camp of, oh, he's coming over to say a few words. He's more in the camp of, you know what, when there's a new update, you don't have to be the first one to do it. Let other people kind of play with it for a while. Oh, okay. This flipped camera thing is like... Okay, so what do you have to say about updates?
If you're a rocket scientist like Melissa and can figure out workarounds to problems, great, be the first one. But in managing Verizon's data centers for years back, I used to call it Jello, because if you poke it, just do a little change, things start to shake, all weird things happen until it settles down. So let other people spend a couple weeks,
I'll do it.
like her, to find these little glitches, which usually are some. And then, yeah, don't ever get more than 3 to 6 months behind on updates, and especially keep your computer updating. That's probably the number one thing that I run into when people say their computers are running slow. It's because they haven't let the computer do their updates. Leave the computer on overnight, let it run.
That's your laptop, not your tablet.
You're right. Your tablet is not on the network. Handy Quilter will give you these pre-installed scripts to run if they need to update their OS, but
yeah, so that kind of relates to the updates, right? So I have a USB drive that I always use. I think it's the one that came with my Infinity, and this is the USB drive that I always use when I personally am doing updates. And the reason why I use this one and this one alone is because then I have all the versions of Pro Stitcher Premium on this little guy. And if I ever get to an update that I just don't really like, and I mean, we've had a few of those. Actually, I've worked with Handy Quilter on a few of those, helping them out a little bit, do some beta testing. If I get to one that I'm not so fond of, I can always roll back. And it's very easy when you just keep them on one little stick. Now, I did have my new owner reach out to me. And again, I have to remember that she is brand new. She never had her eyes on a Pro Stitcher before. So she's worried and nervous about how exactly she updates. So I'm going to do a little video. I'm right in the middle of a quilt on McFinity, and that's another kind of rule of mine is I usually don't update in the middle of a quilt. So I'm going to finish out this quilt I'm doing, and then I'll do a little bit of a very brief and easy video on how I do my updates on my simulator and at my tablet. Okay, so don't worry about updates, you guys. It's really, they've made it actually quite simple. You just push the button right on your tablet and it brings it up. You choose the update version number and you just do it. But I will make a little video if you want to follow along and make sure that you know how to do that. Okay, all right, that takes care of that. Yep. Okay, so I wanted to now back up on my list and talk a little bit more about tech stuff as it relates to social media. So Paul just created an Instagram account just like today. I told him he needs a new profile picture, but that's beside the point. So I have had an Instagram account for a while. I haven't really been using it very much, but I think I am going to start transitioning over to using my Instagram more. So I think it'll just help me broaden my base of people to follow me and find me and know what I'm doing here at MK Quilt and with my instruction and my teaching and my travels and all of that. So you, of course, can keep watching me here. I don't plan to abandon this group. I love this group. I love you guys being followers of mine. But I am going to start doing a little bit more posting on Instagram, so you can follow me there at MK Quilts. I kept it easy. And then what I'm still kind of new to Instagram myself, but what I'm finding is with the setup that I have, my Instagram MK Quilts account can post to Facebook, but it posts to my business page, okay? We're inside of a closed group, so it's a little bit different. But just, keep watching for different things, social media. I'm also kind of looking for a way to streamline my businesses. I do the makeup thing, and I want to be sure that I'm hitting the right audience there with that and hitting the right audience here with the quilting, the right audience as it relates to simulation and my teaching. I don't exactly know the best way to do that, but as you know, I've said before, I use this page to communicate with you about all things simulation. That was the primary purpose for me creating the group, but also just so that you can follow me and know what I'm doing and where I'm going and where I'm teaching. And I do mention things locally for people who may be here locally, because Paul does take these videos and he reloads them or uploads them onto YouTube, again, so that I can get a broader reach. So it's not necessarily just 100% focused on simulation, although I do try to keep it focused on that here in the group with my posts and my pictures and all of that. Okay, so just keep watching me, all different ways to watch me on social media. Okay, so let's talk a little QPI. So that program has just really been running smoothly now for a couple of months, and we are just so over the moon excited about it. One of the things that Paul has been doing, transitioning me off of my old computer, is trying to get my old iPattern Studio transitioned over onto my new computer so that I can have my existing keywords, because I'm not 100% done doing everything that I need to do with the quilt pattern indexer, and so I don't want to lose that other thing. Now just remember, you guys, iPattern, it's gone away. You can't purchase it, but if you had been an owner of that program, it's still working for you. I still had my little case that it came in, my little flash drive, and I don't know how Paul did it exactly, but he got it over onto the new computer. But
update to the latest last version.
Oh, that is a good tip. So if you are an iPattern owner and you are still using it, like I'm using it some as I transition, you want to go get your, do they do that online, honey?
Yeah, you just go to the site and you can download their latest update.
You want to download the latest update of iPattern. Okay, so there's clearly there's not going to be any more new stuff, but you want to make sure that you have the current version. Okay, so he's working on doing that on my computer. As I am working here in my studio, what I am doing is working through getting my QPI updated. Okay, as I work on quilts, as I come across new patterns that I want to use, I'm making sure that I do that. I do have a QPI tutorial planned in my head. I already know what I want to show you with that. And just keep chattering about it. We don't have necessarily any plans right now to upgrade or make any updates to that program. Right now it's working pretty smoothly, simple but powerful. It's really doing what it needs to do. Mr. MK has his hand raised. You wanted to say something?
I just say I have plans in 6 months maybe to do it, but not in 6 weeks.
Okay, so I don't know if the audio is good from where he's sitting, but he did mention that maybe in 6 months or so we will compile this list that everybody, I wish it did this, I wish it did this, can it do this? Maybe in another 6 months we will pay some more money to upgrade that a little bit and include some more things. But for now, it's great. Sales are still coming in. I have been transitioning to using it. I will do a video on that. And thank you so much for that. All right, that makes me think about my Chevron mini class that we put online for sale just over the weekend while I was traveling. Huge turnout on that one. I'm glad you guys caught it while it was on sale. It's back up to regular price now, but it's a good one. Some of you have mentioned some things about the quality of the video. If you have problems with that, would you just reach out to us individually so that we can help you through? Are you wanting to say something about that?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think it has to do with resolution and
hangers.
Busting down the place.
All right, so in general, we haven't had a lot of people saying they have issues, but if you have a marginal bandwidth and your viewer, and this includes watching it online, it will automatically lower the resolution so that it can keep streaming you the video. So usually in Yondo's viewer in the lower right corner, you can take it off auto and force it into 720. Now what that might mean is it might buffer and you might have to wait 30 seconds for it to restart because it's got to download things. But the resolution is an issue of not having enough bandwidth. in
so
that
that's
case.
an internet thing.
That's an internet thing, and that's why people, pay the extra $15 to get their stuff put on a USB key and shipped out, because then you don't have that problem. And so, yeah, I mean, we can view these and see that they're fine, but once you upload them to an internet and someone streams them off, even YouTube will sometimes do the same thing, where you won't get that quality that you would if it's local.
Okay,
That's
good information. Do you guys, I was just, as I'm watching Paul talk about this tech stuff, do you guys ever feel like this whole quilting realm for me, it just it's so natural for me. And when I go out and teach and come on these videos, it just rolls out of me like water when I'm talking quilting. It's the same kind of thing with Paul, with his tech stuff. I mean, sometimes I sit there and I watch him and I listen, and yeah, I kind of understand. Basically I do, but I'm just like, wow, he's really good at what he does. So again, I just really thank him for that. But thank you for the business on that video. It is a good one. I would highly recommend that you get it. And my next one in line, again, is the L-shaped connected borders with chunking. I am going to get to that one. Okay, what else we got going on here? My new stitch machines are in the house, and they are so awesome, you guys. I mean, I've just been working with them for the last few days. I'm already in love with my 710. That's basically going to, I mean, not only is it on display here locally for people to come in and take a test drive and whatnot, but it's basically the machine that's going to live here and work here when I'm putting on bindings for people, making my own quilts, whatever, shop models, things like that. So I am in love with my 710. The 210 and the 510 are also just really, really great machines. That little 210 is just like a wee little baby compared to, I was looking at it compared to the size of my Infinity. Oh my gosh. It's Paul wants to show you my new machines. As he scans over and shows you the machines, there you go, point it a little bit more down. As you're looking at the new machines, I did want to mention these Mercury tables that they come with. I ordered one of them and I love it so much that I'm going to get another one so that I can have both of them sitting down in a table here at the shop. But that table is really nice. It's sturdy, and it's basically pretty portable, like if you wanted to take it to classes and stuff. So I did just want to let you know, you guys, that if you are in the market for a new sewing machine, you can certainly reach out to me, and I would love to help you bring a stitch machine. They're really, if we have been sewing for at any length of time, you can basically just bust it out of the box, open up the book and start sewing. It's not like it's some big computerized embroidery module thing. Okay, so they're pretty powerful, but they're pretty simplistic. So I can help make that happen for you. All right. Of course, the Handy Quilter promotion on the long arms is still going on until Monday, and that is the thread bundle package that they've done this month. And we did get a communication yesterday that if you are looking to, do a machine and you don't necessarily want the thread bundle, you can work with us and we can either work out the thread bundle or free shipping or some sort of combination of the two. Okay, so we're really thinking that's a great promotion, because you can get some thread, you can get some free shipping, you can get a really awesome machine with Pro Stitcher. All right, okay, and then the side arms, you guys, wow, I am super excited about getting mine. I don't have them yet. So the side arm upgrades for the frame, for those of us who have the older frames. Wow, you guys, thank you so much for that business. That helps support us in what we're trying to do. Those, as soon as they have come in, I have pushed those orders right out to Handy Quilter. Now, they did tell me that originally they were going to start shipping this week, and then there was a little bit of a hold up, but I do think the first ones are shipping out, so you should be getting a tracking notification. And if you would, please just shoot me a message or an email or a text or something that let me know that you got it, they were the right ones. And then if you want to wait for us to put ours on, I'm planning on just putting the phone on tripod and starting the record button as Mr. MK goes through the install, putting those on my two frames. Okay? All right. The last thing before we, cruise. We haven't worked on that too much this week. I did want to let you know we are still talking with the cruise lines. We have to nail down with a cruise line and an itinerary and where we're leaving out of, okay? I've had even more of you reach out that have said, you know, I'd be interested in talking to you about teaching. Just kind of hold on that. I've got your names on a list. Again, I want to evaluate all of that before I invite anybody officially to come and teach with me on the cruise, okay? So keep the dates, early part of December 2019. That's still what we're planning, and I am super over the moon excited about it. I think it's going to be great, and I know there's so many of you that are interested in that. Okay, last thing. Did want to remind you once again that we have the print material options for you here. Oh, Samson's playing with a bowl. He's bored. That's what the noise is. But if you don't want to waste your own ink on your own printer at home to print out all of this stuff, we have a really great option. I usually get mine 3-hole punched because I'm a binder lady, but you can get them comb bound. So comb bound is this plastic kind of spirally stuff. So either option, you can get your Pro Stitcher manual, you can get your Art and Stitch manual, whatever you need in the way of printing, we can make that happen for you, and we appreciate your business on that. All right. Uh-oh.
Ouch.
What do you do? Samson just
Pinched himself.
Oh. Okay, let's take a look at what's on the frame, and then I got to get on out of here and get these babies fired up. Over here on McFinity. Oh my gosh, I just absolutely love this quilt. This quilt that you're looking at right now is a group quilt that the members of my local quilt guild did. They all donated fabric. They all got together several times to sew that together. And I am donating my quilting on that, and that quilt will be up for auction at our upcoming quilt show in January of next year. So just beautiful, beautiful. Over here on McFusion is a really pretty, stunning quilt from a friend of mine who we do sit and sews together about once a month. And she's just a really good piecer, and that quilt just went on so straight. I did want to mention, you guys, that I am thinking about putting McFusion up for sale because I want to get a Forte in here. So if you are fixing to maybe, you know, upgrade from your 16 or even your Avante, the Fusion, you guys, the Fusion is a workhorse. I have loved her. She's the second Fusion that I have owned in my 10 years. Great machine. Here's the other thing to think about. If you buy my Fusion, she's about 1.5 years old, just over 1.5 years old, and you would be getting the Fusion with Pro Stitcher setup on a brand new table, okay? So I'm not going to dismantle and ship my table. It's just too big and bulky and heavy. So what I would do is just get a Forte in here, put it on my existing table, which is now going to have the new sidearm upgrades, and then I would just ship you the Fusion, the Pro Stitcher. Handy Quilter would ship you the new table, and then of course we can talk about options for setup and training, all right? So watch for that, McFusion going up on the market. And I think that's all I got for you. Anything else, Mr. MK?
Nope.
Okay, Mr. MK and Samson say goodbye. MK says goodbye. And from my studio to yours, happy quilting. Bye-bye.